And so many people believe school is a scam, especially in this country. That if you think in your mind that school is a scam, this video is for you. My name is Akibo Yakinpelumi, and with me I have some of my friends. I will be talking about career opportunities that exist in Nigeria and why school is not a scam. With me I have, please introduce yourself.
My name is Funke.
Alright, I'm Devo.
I'm Chris.
I'm Kike.
Alright, thank you so much. Now, beside me here I have Kikelomo. Kikelomo is a celebrity accountant, so I'm going to start with Kikelomo. Kikelomo, do you think school is a scam?
Well, I don't think school is a scam.
Why?
Because it has actually worked for me. I don't know what I would do if I'm not in the if I'm not educated.
Okay.
Or I didn't go to school, because I can remember that when I first got my first job, it was just because I was a chartered accountant and was in the field I wanted. It really opened up my life to my current space. So I'm wondering, if I didn't have that education and the opportunity didn't meet my device, what would I do? So who knows?
Okay. Now Kikelomo is a professional. She's an accountant. Yes. But I have here Chris. Chris is a comedian, an MC, and obviously Chris is not using his certificate to MC events.
Yeah.
So Chris, do you think school? You think say school as
I think we should come from that standpoint of over the years what really was responsible for our career choices.
okay?
20 years ago, it was more of first parental influence.
Yes.
In a quest for self-actualization,
Mm.
parents would project their own dreams on their kids.
Mm.
I want to be called mommy lawyer, mommy doctor. Does
Okay.
this child have a flair for these things? They don't care. So, societal too. Okay, this person is this. I like the name mechanical engineer.
Mm.
I also want to use a bit maths. But that has changed gradually because now we don't going to see lawyer, doctor, but currently the person who studied law, it all finish.
Funke studied law.
Some of them come to they find work and then gets a job in a law firm and they're saying 15,000 naira monthly salary.
For a graduate.
You understand? And nobody needs to tell you. Only you will come remember say you dey life. You are already repositioning. Wasabi. You understand? When the engineering student they do IT for police station. I did mechanical engineering. You know, midway to my study of mechanical engineering, I discovered my passion for the art. I love to talk to people, acting. So nobody to now let me tell myself, come on, this is the way to go.
Mm.
But if someone had asked me when I was making that decision to study, maybe person really asked me, are you famous? Do you understand?
So wait, Chris. Sorry for cutting into your line of thought. So the thing is this: if you are in the wrong department, let's start from there. If you are in the wrong department and some very important courses look impossible for you to understand, you'll begin to think school is a scam. Because there's nothing you want to do in this life that does not have certification, right? If you want to be a comedian, there is a department you should be that you will find very easy to understand what they are teaching you based on your passion.
Okay. I think we should also draw the line between what school is and what education is. School is that 4 walls. That's formal education. There are other ways to get education. Self-education is one thing. Now, what school does to you, the 4 walls, the classroom setup, what it does to you is discipline. And you have to wake up by 7, prepare for lecture. You have to read. Do you understand? Now, the advantage that gives you is this: if you could put your head down to study numerical analysis, machine drawing, theory of machine, these are very difficult things. Then after that, there is practically nothing else you cannot do. Do you understand? So the brain that you sat down to apply this brain to study and pass this thing, education is basically applying that to other things and prevailing.
You said it though.
So school can never be a scam because hey, if I sell groundnut today, I dey here the sell groundnut person. When you come my stand, you go know say this guy go school. You go see packaging. You could go on and on and on.
Wait, let me ask you. Okay? You see, when you were talking, you said Lawyers they collect 15,000, right?
That's life in like life is in at 5K. I even increase am by 10K.
So guys, you are practicing.
Yes, I am.
So there are a lot of people watching this video. They are in the law department. No, they for our lawyers.
No, I'm
okay,
not-
are you charging?
I'm not general.
Are you say 15,000 as salary?
No, look at me.
Obviously, so I want you to touch on that.
Yeah, so I kind of understand the mentality or the reasoning behind the school of thought, right? That's because people have seen people go to school for 4 years, for 5 years, and graduate and get paid peanuts, like he rightly alluded to, right? So I can understand where they are coming from, but the problem is that that's throwing away the baby with the bathwater. Is there problem or are there problems with particularly the Nigerian economy, right? Favoring people who have gone through years of schooling and under the most rigorous conditions. Yeah, right. And then you see somebody who does maybe some form of fraudulent things here and there, and off the click of a laptop, he can buy the latest Mercedes Benz. He's blowing 1.2 million naira.
Sorry for cutting into your line of
Yes.
thought. You see, when we talk about fraud in this country, we concentrate so much on the guys with the computer.
Yeah.
But fraud exists everywhere.
Yeah.
I've heard for a fact, I've heard of a man a bank manager, who his bank got robbed. His bank got robbed for, let me just use a random figure. Let's say, for example, the armed robber came to rob the bank and they went away with 12 million naira. And this man said 120 million naira was stolen.
Absolutely.
That's a thief.
Yeah.
So when we talk about fraud, we talk about the computer. What about, God forgive me now, what about the politicians? Because when you look around you, the people making money, the people living in wealth, when you look at them critically, are they really living wealth as a result of their hard work? Because see, let's talk about it. Since we are here, let's just talk about it. When you look at houses in places like Ikoyi, in all these top areas, you will find out that the owner of these buildings, they are civil servants, and you have house in Ikoyi.
Yeah.
They will say it's a retired director of. If you sum up all his salary, he's not spending his salary, he's just collecting it for that 15 years, 20 years, 25 years he work. They're not born and we're making buy out for Ikoyi.
Yeah.
But he's the owner of that apartment in Ikoyi because he's a director of works or whatsoever he wants. So when we talk about fraud, let's touch on everything if possible. So please, you can continue.
Alright, so it would be practically impossible to exhaust the kind of dimension and where fraud exists, right? Like you rightly said, the civil servant who obviously is living much more ahead or above that which he could probably earn, through his salary and all. But people who say school na scam, for example, right? They've looked at it that maybe their elder brother or somebody that they know in the street read law, went to a particular school for 5 years, went to law school, their parents paid through their noses, and then finishes, and then there's a law firm somewhere where they're asking him to work 8 till maybe 12 p.m. or 11 p.m. Mondays to Saturdays, and he'll be earning 30K, right? And then somebody can say, oh, I didn't even go to school and I'm making XYZ amount of money. So I get where they are coming from, right? But we cannot allow the inherent problem with our own society. I don't know how it is in other parts of the world, but I can speak to that which I can see I'm living in and all. We cannot allow that to then now be the basis where we then now say, oh, let's discard the idea of schooling or education generally, right? And like he rightly said, if I'm selling ewa going, for example, you hear corporate ewa, for example, you hear people who are selling moimoi and their moimoi has taken them to the White House. You can say it's the moimoi that took her to the White House, but you will not, be able to remove that part that education plays, right? So school is not scam. Do we have problems in this time where we live in, where it looks like you put in so much and you get little out of it? Absolutely. But are there other things that we can do? Can you learn? Like educate yourself, self-education. Can you learn on the job? Are there apprenticeships that you can do that you can better, arm yourselves? Are there skills of the future that you can hone in into, that you can learn to, distinguish yourself and make yourself that valuable person? Yes, but school is not.
She mentioned something, and because she spoke about, I just remember what happened last week. I went to buy a wagon.
Mhm.
When they sold it to me, when I reached out, because it's my wagon. I can't go back. I said, Mama, what's it with this?
Your wagon
He
is-
say, hey, Pepe don't cost.
Ah.
He not give me Pepe don't cost. What I took from them is customer relationship management
Mm.
was bad.
Mm.
And that speaks volume.
Mm.
If an educated person, sells something like that, I come back to complain. There's a way I expect them to
Yeah.
handle that customer relationship management. So there's always that clear distinction between the person who goes school and who no go doing the same thing. So schools still know this time.
I want to also chip in something. There's something about marketing that school always teach you. But unless you don't just want to learn it, nobody speaks it, nobody says it. But when you're in the school setting, you have to understand that marketing is very important.
Mm.
There's a way, I can remember when I was in chartered, I was about to be chartered before I got my first internship. I was putting myself in the forefront.
Mm.
I didn't know what the industry looks like or the industry I wanted to start venturing into. But I had to put myself there. I had to tell them what I can do. I had to market myself.
Mm.
And with that, I was able to get the internship. There are people that were better than me that didn't get the internship. And there are people that have tried and I felt that I'm tired, it's stressing me, I didn't get any. You won't stop until you get it. So those are some things that school will teach you that they will say it, but you just learn it because you went to school.
I also,
Just let me add to what
Yeah.
Moshe said. Okay, so if you look at the Nigerian education system,
Mhm.
I studied computer science in school,
Mhm.
and I can tell you for a fact that if you go to almost every Nigerian schools, computer science as a course, they won't teach you those high-level programming languages
Yeah.
from the start.
So,
They will start with QBasic. You will do QBasic
It's new basic
for like one semester.
Uh-huh.
Then you now come and do Fortran.
Fortran.
Yes. Then you now do Pascal.
Mhm.
I mean, by the time you're coming out of school and then you're seeing people doing Java, people that probably didn't even go to school to study computer science, you see
just
them
learn
doing
it.
Java, exactly, doing see them do C#, C++, and all that. And then you be like, why did I even go to school?
Exactly.
Why did I even go to
I
learn?
understand.
yes.
But like she said, like everybody has said, school to me kind of shaping your mind.
Mm.
It doesn't necessarily have to put you in that marketplace or the field or your field of study in
Mhm.
school, but it shapes your mind to be able to meet with people, to be able to interact with people, to be able to connect with people, and then make good use of that opportunity.
I agree.
Yes.
I
How
agree.
to also think out of the box.
After
Mm.
the process.
I can also be a big contrarian here.
Okay.
Perhaps school na scam. What if school na scam but education is not scam?
Mm.
Yes.
But the thing is this: you can be educated, and I don't know how best to put it. So the thing is this: you can have a skill, you can know how to, you can know. You see. I'm just
So
going to
I
say.
think
I'm just going to say this.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm just going to say this. See, most of the government projects that you see, when you are driving down the road, probably a construction site or whatever, you see some white men. They are just standing there. They are doing hands like this. It's the black guys that know how to do this thing, but it's the white guy that is doing like this. They call
No,
them.
the black guys don't know how to do it. They
Ah.
are just implementing.
Thank you.
They are only
yeah.
implementing.
It's
It's
not
the white man that
in all
knows.
cases. So.
In
It is the
engineering.
white
It's not
man
in all
that knows.
cases.
So they are
It's not
just
in all cases.
implementing.
Let me
It's
say
just
something. Let me say
okay,
something. Wait. Sorry, Tebo. Let me say something. Let me use mechanics for example. Baba Fatai. You carry your car to Baba Fatai shop. Baba Fatai will tell you, "One motor, starter, fire." Carburetor no shake. Carry that car anywhere in this world. That's the problem. That man have that skill, but because that man had not gone through probably a mechanical training with a very big school or whatsoever, that man will be down price.
So let's
But
do
the
this.
same car, if you take that same car to, I don't want to mention name, to
Yeah.
these guys on the island,
Yeah.
they'll just bring some equipment, they'll tell you it's carburetor. To check it alone, they are charging you 150k. Just to check your car alone, consulting 50,000. Do you understand what I'm saying? So sometimes you can have a skill, you can know how to do something, but going to school to get certificate to prove that, I mean, have you ever gone to one time I went to a barber shop to cut my hair. Now me to pass myself, right? So when I entered, I saw how the whole place was and everything. They set me up. They even gave me, you understand? So when they brought the bill, I was paying in pain, but I have to pay anyway. I know I'm not coming back anymore. But the thing is this: you will know this person is highly educated, right? You know this person is in a class of his own, right? Compared to that guy in a container very close to your house. So sometimes it is better for you to go to school and get certificate. Like for example, sorry to say this also, or sorry, let me add this also. There are some people that you went to university together with them. You have the same certificate. In fact, they have more. Their CGPA is higher than yours. But when you come out, you are just a regular student. You are not even the best students, right? You by yourself, you register yourself for a professional course or two. Because of that professional course, like what she said, that she is now a chartered accountant. There are some people that attended the same school with you. They have their BSc, but they are not chartered. But because you are chartered, when you are employed, probably they employ you the same time, the same day, you spend the same minute and the same hour in the office, but they'll pay you more. Why? Because you have that edge. So it's important sometimes to not just depend on the skill, like, okay, I have this education, I know this thing, I don't need school anymore. You still need school.
I absolutely agree with you. Because I mean, I'm a lawyer, I work in the corporate space, and there are things that we engage the big four for, right? And we pay in millions that somebody with the general, certificate can do, right? But when we pay that money, we're not just paying them for what they can do. We're paying them for the experience, for the prestige, for the reputation, So I mean, they wouldn't be able to get that if they've not really set themselves up, right? To be able to say, oh, this is our fee and we're standing by it. He will take his car to Baba Fatai. Baba Fatai will say your fee is 5K. You will still price it down. I say Baba Fatai na 2.5. But you will take that same car to that shop and then one machine and they charge you 150K for just, they'll say it's a diagnostic something they've run, right? And you're going to pay without arguing because they've set themselves up in a way that they can, they can say this is it, right? So that balance that school gives you, that that putting yourself out there, that clout, that reputation, you cannot take it away.
And I want to say something. Sorry, I want to say something. So I think our focus is too much on university degree, right? There are some people that they learn craft from maybe institutions, maybe a catering school, a barbing school, vocational school. These are also considered education. So it's not about going to the university. It's not everybody that will go to the university.
Which was what I was going to say when she said school. So let's define school from the angle of which we define church. We say church is not just the building. Yeah. It is a gathering of believers, right? So I think that's the way school also works. These days you find that most of the things are done online. People don't go to the four walls of a building anymore to say you are educated. One of the in fact I think is the richest person in the world now, Elon Musk. Was self-taught. Yes, Elon Musk was self-taught.
No university degree.
Well, maybe I think he has some university and he also dropped out too. So if you find some of these top guys.
Wait, hold on. See,
wait,
don't go yet. Don't go. Wait. Let me say something. You see, most times when we listen to motivational speakers, all these people, they talk about how Zuckerberg dropped out.
Yes.
Do you know school them?
Exactly.
Do you understand? Do you know the kind of friends that they have? The kind of mother that boy have? Do you understand? The kind of resources they have.
In fact, when you hear the school they went to, there was, for you to get to a certain level of, before you get to tertiary institution, you must have gone through primary, then high school, then the university. So that means you've gone through different stages. And these people have been outstanding, but you are just taking out just that one that you have seen, and then
best friend is the CEO of the company. A company that can buy their app for $1 billion and nobody will say anything about it.
If you look at it, it's just 1 out of 7 billion people in the world.
Yeah.
This is just like 1 out of, or 2 or 3 people out of, I have friends that I know someone that is doing very well and he dropped out of school. He has worked for the likes of NTN. He's a graphic designer, very excellent guy.
Drop out of which school?
Lautech. He dropped out of Lautech. And he's doing very well. In fact, he's not going to the country at the moment. He has traveled. He goes and comes sometimes.
Well, I want to tell you for a fact that guy at some point decided to take up certifications. Like,
of course. I'm just saying that this is just one person out of the so many people I know. Every other person goes to school. You want to do, and we know the Nigerian setting. You want to do NYSC. You have to go. What do you want to present NYSC? That's
exactly.
And if you don't do NYSC, you probably will not get a job in Nigeria.
So that exactly. In fact, I think that's even why people go to school. Minus the certificate, that paper, most people know. There are people who are self-taught. There are people who know this thing. That why people in my department were already working, making millions. They just came because I need that value. But our lecturers no fit follow them talk anything as far as that field, that particular thing, that subject was concerned. But because of that, that's why I keep telling, hey, if you cannot afford formal education, get self-education. By all means, YouTube, there are resources now available at your disposal. The consciousness to learn, that's it.
And I think the discipline to stay consistent, because learning online can be difficult. You want to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about the importance of community and school brings, or any gathering you find yourself, maybe taking resources from there. I think there's a community that you are growing with, you have to be conscious about. Because if you talk about the likes of the months I was talking about, you all still have communities. Even when they dropped out, they knew that, oh, my friend is in this company. I have friends here, I can just reach out to this one. And that's because they maintain the community. Don't say, oh, I've dropped out and that's it. The one that went there, or maybe they deserted me. Everybody's treating their life. You just need to look at it. Okay, you have to maintain that community.
Thank you so much. I've learned a lot from this conversation, and I just want us to continue, but then, and I'm 100% sure that the guys watching, they've learned a lot from this conversation. And if you learned a lot from this conversation, I urge you to please share this video with your friends, let them learn also, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch the next video. Thank you.